SMT Nation, we back. Nation, I just wanted to share some testing with you all here in this video. Went to the Cavs game against the Dallas Mavericks, February 27th, 2024, and I was, speed testing the data networks from all the carriers in and around the downtown area, over from like the Cleveland State University side of town, all the way to the area around the arena, several blocks, and then also in the arena. So I just want to share my experiences and kind of describe how the networks performed, what this tells me about the carriers in these types of situations where you have high data traffic demand and needs, and who performed the best. So let's cover that here in today's video. On the screen, you see a picture of the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse where the Cavs beat the Dallas Mavericks on a game-winning 59-foot buzzer beater. Long bomb heave from Max Strus. Crowd went crazy. It was a great game. By the way, Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, still like incredible players. Holy cow. So good to watch them in person. But D Mitch, man, that boy good. And Max Strus with the game winner. The Cavs pulled out the tough win. Anyways, all the pictures and speed tests were posted to my X account. If you guys want to follow me there, the link is in the description. All right, first speed test inside the arena. All right, this one from AT&T. 91 megabits down, 3.6 megabits up. Connection's pretty stable. The jitter's at 9 milliseconds. Loaded ping times between 400 and 800 with an unloaded ping of 40. So this was pre-game. And the reason why when I posted this, I put this could get a little hairy is because the limited amount of throughput available at certain parts of the game, I would assume that this could become a little tough, right? So especially the uplink only being at like 3.6 megs, I'm guessing that could get used up pretty quick. Probably already was, but in terms of functionality, it was working. So if you were calling, texting, it probably wouldn't be an issue. The trouble would probably be with a video call, anything that involves uplink. And then with respect to the download, I don't know. I think you kind of want to try to see if you can have a little bit more than that at certain times. Maybe under full strain, 90 megabits would be like wiggle room. But I guess this could be a potential issue should there be an additional pull on the network for whatever reason, like a surge in traffic. You get what I'm saying? All right, so that was the AT&T in the pregame. Here is the T-Mobile in the pregame. Same kind of situation with the uplink, just under 4 megabits, 228 on the down. That's probably good enough. Remember, in pregame, you might have more users on the network than during the game, right? With the exception of halftime, with the exception of like end of quarters or at timeouts. That's where the pulls are when there's a break in the action. So same kind of situation. The connection a little bit, I guess, looks to be a little bit more managed. You have the loaded pings much higher than AT&T's. The jitter's at 4 milliseconds and the ping unloaded was 15. So 228 down and just under 4 up. Downlink's probably good enough. My concern would be the uplink. I didn't even try to do any type of uplink intensive things with either of those two networks. I went with what I knew was going to work, and that was Verizon. I was in a section where I was pretty far away from the mmWave node, and I still got over 1 gigabit per second. 64 ping, loaded pings in the 200s and 300s. Jitters at 12 milliseconds, and I got about 12 megabits uplink. There were some times, guys, where the speeds were actually a lot faster, depending on where you were. But this was the worst test I found for Verizon. It was this. And that was in the arena, like the main seating area. And Verizon was the fastest, and it wasn't even close. Right? And actually, this test for Verizon was the LTE at the entrance, where they, scan in the tickets. And this is kind of interesting. It defaulted me to an LTE connection. I'm guessing that was LTE DAS that was available at the front entrance. So 77 megs on the down, 8.23 on the up. Ping times at 29, jitters at 2, loaded pings 200 to 1200. I was surprised that, first of all, it defaulted to LTE. When I was outside, it was mmWave, right? So I don't know. But then I was back on mmWave when I got over by the concessions. All right. So within the arena, Verizon was the best. I was able to share the moments with my wife, me and my daughter watching the game together. We were doing FaceTime calls, during the exciting parts of the game. I was able to upload videos and stuff like that to share with her. It was pretty awesome to be able to call, text, do all the things during the game breaks in the action. Anything I needed to do, Verizon had me covered. I didn't try the others. Why the hell would I? Verizon was the best, and that was pretty clear. Now, when it comes to in and around the area, if I could share some things with you, all the carriers were really fast outside. AT&T had C-RAN with LTE fully loaded, all the frequencies, millimeter wave. Verizon, same thing. I was connecting to CBRS LTE. I was connecting to millimeter wave all over the place. The networks were flawless. T-Mobile was like averaging 400 or 500 megabits everywhere around the city. The uplink was fine. It was like 30, 40, 50 megs. The carriers outdoors were great. It's just all these access points, all these C-RAN. I even saw some small cells from T-Mobile, which I was really surprised to see. They were N41 small cells. There were these really skinny, small antennas. I'll see if I remember to take a picture. But they were super fast, like 500 down and like 40, 50 up. So all the carriers doing the most downtown, in and around the Cleveland State campus, in and around the arena, there, by the Progressive Field for the baseball stadium. They really did perform very well. All carriers did well. Inside, things got a little hairy for AT&T and T-Mobile. I'm not sure if that was, the DAS is getting pushed, but millimeter wave's a must. It's almost non-negotiable. I don't know what else to kind of describe to you guys out there. It doesn't matter if it's outdoor. It doesn't matter if it's indoor. Millimeter wave has to be a part of capacity solutions moving forward, and there really is no exception to the rule. There's not enough mid-band. There's not enough frequencies in the lower, 3 gigahertz or whatever. You're just going to have to do more, And when I looked at the connections for Verizon's millimeter wave, it was 800 megahertz of N260, the 39 gigahertz millimeter wave. And that's what was really making things possible for all of this. What do you guys think of the testing? Tell me about your experiences in these scenarios and situations. How are the carriers doing for you? Sound off in the comment section below. You're the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.